Welcome everyone back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. My name is DFree. Here today, we are going to talk about the next card that is coming into both versions of the game. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the fact that they keep doing these dual celebrations and kind of what that means for global. And then secondly, after that, we're going to go ahead and talk about the potential links and just stuff like that as far as the new character is concerned. Hope you guys enjoy, of course, and let's go ahead and break this down. Huge shout out to Team Dokkan, of course. Of course, you guys know he's very reliable as a data miner in the community. Make sure you check him out. Link to his Twitter will be down below. Anyways, that being said, the family trio should be there for the Goku Day on the 2 version, excuse me. So he's saying that we're getting a dual celebration or of some sort between both versions, at least a dual banner, okay? It can awaken into an LR, and then he says it's conditional. It will be the first card to have an active skill on global. Global is getting their first active skill, which triggers an ultimate with the Goku, who pops in for the famous Kamehameha. So, my thoughts on active skill. Let's talk about that first. Active skills are amazing. There's no way to say that they're not really. And these are the only characters in the game that have active skills as of right now. Global has none of these characters, so they're going to apparently be getting their very first one in the form of the LR trio. Now, it's a few months prior to when the anniversary would be, and this is interesting because what this tells me is they might try to push another one of these units, like maybe Kid Goku or something like that, in right before the anniversary. But Global keeps kind of like screwing themselves over. Well, not really Global, but the producers of both versions of the game. Because they keep doing these dual celebrations. I don't have a problem with it personally. I really do love that. But the issue with that is when you do that and you're like adamant about keeping global as far back as they are, like they don't want it to catch up. Like apparently, because every time it gets a chance, they don't do it. Like they had a great opportunity. Seems like every year they have a great opportunity with the way that they plan out these events, where they're just a couple months back release-wise, and then they just slow down, or they release filler or whatever, right? Or even Global gets its own first thing, which is a whole other can of worms, because when you have the Global first banners like Tech Hit, and then you also have these types of dual celebration type banners between both versions of the game, that actually is good in terms of catching them up. But they don't care about catching them up. So what's going to happen here is Global's going to get some sort of lull. They were destined to get it, but they're definitely going to get it, prior to the anniversary, unless they keep on getting dual celebrations. I don't really know what else they can really do. There's the Dragon Ball Heroes stuff that they could maybe put out, hold over a few weeks or whatever, but they'll probably wind up pushing one of these units or something like that, newer Dokkan Fest to come a little sooner than the SS4s is what I'm thinking, because they keep on doing this and it just throws off the entirety of the schedule. So let's go ahead and talk about the fact that we get another LR. I don't necessarily know what actually Nordax talks about this here. He says, since last December, the new banners, whether it's legendary banners or Dokkan festivals, are being chained very quickly. Hard to keep up with the rhythm. Not sure it's a good long-term idea to accelerate like this. I'm not really sure what the pickup is. They've been putting out banners really quickly. I mean, if you look at what we have, we have the dual banners on right now for Global. It's a whole different thing, but on JP anyway, they have the duel with the Trunks and Zamasu, and then not that long ago we had Tech Kid here, and then right before that, I'm pretty sure it was not that long ago Kid Goku was here, and just a couple of months ago the SS4s were here, and it's just they've been fun, and just literally like last week, and I think the banners are even still up. Kale and Caulifla were the hot topic, and now we have these active skill cards, and then next week we'll have this in a week and a couple of days. Like this is insane pace for this game. This is more Legends pace. Like even Legends right now is doing like a banner every 4 days, which is insane. It's hard to keep up with that for whales or free players. Like it's just nobody really wants that. So I don't really know if that's a good idea going forward, but we'll see what the plan is. So just keep that in mind. But they've been pumping out a lot of stuff. But alas, I am excited for this card. Let me go ahead and talk about this card now. I've got a little bit of the kind of like downer stuff out of the way. I guess it's just the real, man. Like I don't sugarcoat. I just come at you with the real. Anyways, so I'm excited for this card, right? I'm excited to not pull this card for one. To be fair, I'm only missing one other LR. That's summonable anyway. So, personally, I think this is going to be a really big boon for movie heroes. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these other cards. So, we have this card here, the Goten, and then, of course, we have all three of these characters all split up on their own cards individually. Now, I'll spend a little bit of time talking about categories that could be applicable. Now, if you see here, there's actually a noticeable difference between the categories. Goten is in, like, Dragon Ball Seekers because he spends that portion of the movie looking for the Dragon Balls. So I don't really know if that's going to be a category that's on the new card. Movie Heroes, Goku Family, those are going to be automatics. Majin Buu Saga, this is a derivative of that, but I mean, that's fine. They'll definitely have that because at least that's the time of period they take place in. Boys and Girls is not going to be there. Dragon Ball Seekers, I said, it's probably not going to be there because it's not just Goten's card. And if you see, it's not on these cards here. Now, the last thing is Pure versus Hybrid. I'm going to say they're probably not getting any of those because the thing is, I mean, they could, if it's more likely they get Hybrid. Let's say that because there's a whole controversy that the community's always had about whether or not Goku even was really there, right? Because it appears that Goten makes a wish, but then it's like, oh, did he? You know, it's weird. That's always been the case, so I don't know if they're going to open up that can of worms. But it definitely, if Goku's on the card, it's not going to get Pure or Hybrid Saiyans. That's the thing. If Goku's actually there, if his name's in the card, it's not getting Pure or Hybrid. So if it's just Goten with active skill Goku flying in, which is what it sounds like, then it's definitely going to be in Hybrids. So that's another thing, which it'll be a really big boon to Hybrids. Again, it sounds like it's just Goten and Gohan, excuse me if I've been saying Trunks. Now, the links are an entirely different thing. And by the way, Join Forces, right? Join Forces goes without saying. But anyways, the links are an entirely different thing because these units had these old links because they were meant to be good against that original Broly event, which is why they had Blazing Battle and stuff. They're going to get a modern link set. They're going to get Kamehameha. They're going to get Super Saiyan. They are going to get Prepare for Battle. I think that's pretty fair to assume, right? We actually get a Gohan card that's an adult Gohan card with Prepare for Battle. That's very uncommon. Anyways, so they're going to have that. Might also still pick up Saiyan Warrior Race. Legendary Power, of course. Now, when it comes to Fierce Battle or Rebirth, that I'm not so sure of. It's really easy for them to go Rebirth because they have those Awakening medals already in the game. It's really easy to just say Rebirth because they can just pick these up. But I will say that they probably will wind up with Fierce Battle unless they have a bust. You know what? You know what? Now that I think about it, since they have an active skill, I think Rebirth is probably more likely. I think Rebirth is probably more likely. Really, I'm concerned about what type they are. But one thing that'll be true is among these three units, Goten will be the best one to run with them regardless of whatever typing they are, what they need. Just because, watch them be a physical type just to screw over Goten's key change, right? But regardless, these other two just aren't that great. They're not that great cards. Goten is the best of the three. The other two are decent. But regardless, that's how that breaks down as far as those cards are concerned. So when it comes back to, let's come back over here. When it comes back to the active skill thing, you know, I'm actually really excited for more active skills. One thing I wonder about with Global is how they're going to, and this is just for every active skill in general, how they're going to handle the voice acting. There's voice acting on cards, but it's so, like, low quality that it sounds like to me like they just went to their respective episode in the anime and just ripped it, right? So if that's the case, then they'll probably just do that and rip some Sean Samuel lines or whatever, and they'll be fine. But if you didn't play the game initially when it came out, for at least the first, like, 2.5 years, there actually weren't even Goku voices in English. Like, you know how you can hear Sean Samuel in English in Dokkan? That wasn't a thing. It was just all Nozawa the entire time. They didn't have that option. So I don't know if they're going to... That would just be weird, right? I feel like they kind of have to. So we'll find out sooner than later, actually, what their process will be when it comes to the global active skills. Let me know what you guys think will happen as far as that's concerned in the comments as well. But again, before we get out of here, this is really fast-paced. It's not like they haven't done this before, but they can't. I don't think they're going to keep it up. They shouldn't keep it up. I don't think it's beneficial to keep it up. we'll see how it all turns out, right? Because this might be good. Maybe they drop a ton of new stones, but whatever. We'll see what happens. This also could come alongside a new story or something like that. But just keep in mind, it is Goku Day, and since that's the case, they are dropping a new Goku. Most games will probably wind up doing so because of the fact that it's, again, Goku Day, which is, it's 5'9" or 5'10", something like that. I think actually Go 10 is 5'10", huh? I don't know. Regardless, thank you all for tuning in. I'm done. Have an awesome day, everybody, and I'll catch all of you in the next one.